Hey everybody, welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. You're looking right now at the remains of what once was a beautiful bit of fencing that we put around the bottom of the rabbit cages to keep dogs and goats from going under the cages and messing with the rabbits. When we put this welded wire fence stuff up, our goats were not free range and they didn't have access to it at all. But since we've been free ranging our goats, they have been rubbing on it very aggressively, so much so that as you can see, it's now all busted. So now a whole bunch of what used to be really good fencing is broken, and I'm gonna have to cut it all off and scrap it. What's even more frustrating though is that I've already had an opportunity to learn this lesson that welded wire and goats should never ever mix, like ever in your entire life. With one of our first goat hay feeders, we used welded wire, and of course they ripped that up. And then we had a whole huge wiry mess that we had to replace with woven wire. And I even made a video about it, about how bad that hay feeder was. But I guess I just forgot, or thought that because they were free range and they had all this space to go, they wouldn't focus so much on this one little bit of fencing. They would focus on the bit of fencing that holds their food source. But after a miserable fail, I'm here to remind you and myself again that goats and woven wire should never, ever in your entire life have access to each other. In case you're not familiar, welded wire is welded together, whereas woven wire has these little other bits of wire attached to where the vertical and horizontal wires meet. I guess you might be able to compare it with gluing fabric together versus sewing fabric together. One of them is much stronger. And when you have crazy, mischievous, destructive little goats everywhere, you definitely need the strongest material possible. So if you have not yet learned this lesson for yourself and have goats, or are going to have goats, please, please remember, take my sad, frustrating experience from me and don't experience it for yourself. Do woven, not welded. Thanks for watching.